Hello. So I believe that I'm not going to see a lot of my special friends for the next 2 weeks. So I thought I'd pop on here to remind you of some of the strategies that we can do to help ourselves to keep calm. So it's going to be really hard when you're isolating because you can't do a lot of your normal things. And my daughter Lucy is also isolating for the next 2 weeks as well. So she's with you on this. Now, what kind of things could we do to try and occupy our times? Now, I'm sure that a lot of you will just want to be on your phone, your tablets, or your screens, or your Xboxes, or your PlayStations playing games, which, I'm sure you'll enjoy, but it's not good for our mental health to be doing that all the time. So I want you to have a think about the kind of other things that you could do. And maybe you could do something like a little jar, so get a decorator jar and put in the jar lots of pieces of paper with activities that you could do. And perhaps once every couple of hours, if you think you've had too much screen time, take a break and pick one of the activities. So what kind of things could we do? How about colour a picture or draw a picture? Do some painting. Step out into your garden if you have a garden and just take some fresh air. Go into the garden and just listen. So take a moment to go outside and just listen. I wonder what sounds you would hear. I know when I do this in my back garden, I often hear different bird sounds, obviously traffic, sometimes you hear the neighbours, but it's really good to just go outside, breathe in some fresh air and just listen to the different sounds. I wonder what you would see if you were out in the garden. Could you see 5 different things or 5 things that are different colours? Wonder what you could feel. It's a bit cold and damp at the minute, so if I went outside now, I'd be able to feel the coolness of the air on my face. I might be able to feel a little bit of rain, the wind. So take a mindful break. That's something that you could do. Mindful break in the garden. What else? Maybe you could write a letter to somebody. In the days of texts and FaceTime and everything else, we don't often write letters, but I'm sure there's somebody in your friend or family that would really appreciate a little letter, a little note off you. Maybe in that letter you could tell them how fabulous they are as well. I bet they'd love that. Or you could send a card, draw a picture for somebody and send it. One of my favourite things to do, I've got this to show you, and this will depend if you've got this in the house, it's just to blow some bubbles. That's so relaxing, isn't it? Blow some, I'm going to do that again. So maybe you could get some bubbles and just blow them. If you remember one of my relaxations called Brilliant Bubbles, you imagine all your worries, all your bad feelings going in. Maybe we'll do that one today actually. All your bad feelings going into the bubbles and you just blowing them away. So let's do that again. Oh, I didn't have many. There were some tiny ones then. But blowing bubbles, that's really fun. There we go. Imagine all your worries just floating away with those bubbles, or we could pop them. That feels quite good as well. I'm sure. What about playing Lego? Reading a book? Go and give somebody a hug. Remember your homework, your 20-second hug. Go and give somebody a 20-second hug because that helps with our stress and helps us to feel good as well. So I'm sure that you could come up with lots of different things. And when I next see you, I'm hoping you're going to tell me all the different things that you did that weren't to do with electronics. I hope you can come up with some really creative things to make, baking, lots of different things. So I really want you over this next 2 weeks to look after your mental health, and that means not being on your electronics all the time. Right, so while I've got you here, I think we should practice some of our techniques. What do you think? And this is a good opportunity for you to show the grown-ups in your house what we do as well. So obviously, of course, we have our body scan. So remember, when we do our body scan, we're checking every single part of our body for any kind of stress or adrenaline that's stuck in there. And when we squeeze our muscles and let go, it lets go of any stress as well. So just a reminder, we're going to go through each part of our body and I'm going to tell you to squeeze and relax. If you can't just squeeze that part of your body, don't worry. Just think about it. It's the thought process that matters now. So make sure you're sitting comfortably with your feet flat on the floor, or your legs straight at least. And we're going to start by wiggling our toes. That's it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And give them a squeeze. And then relax them. Then we're going to squeeze our calf muscles, which is the muscles between our knees and our ankles. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Then we're going to squeeze our knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Then we're going to squeeze our thighs, which is the muscles between our knees and our hips. You ready? Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Now we're going to squeeze our bottoms. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Next, we're going to squeeze our tummy. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Then we're going to squeeze our shoulders up to our ears. And as we relax, we're going to let out a sigh. So any rubbish thoughts are just going to sigh them out. You ready? So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Oh, that feels good. Right. Let's get those wiggly fingers. So we're going to squeeze our hands and arms really tight. We're going to imagine anything that's making us feel cross or grumpy is in those hands now. Squeeze, 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 and throw them away. Give them a nice little shake. Now you can just do that by your side. I'm doing it up here so you can see it. We're going to wiggle our fingers. We're going to squeeze our hands and we're going to imagine all the things that are stressing us out are in those hands now. Squeeze, 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 and throw them away. Yes. And remember, we don't have to do a big throw. We could do a nice, gentle let go. So one last time. So we're going to gently squeeze our hands. We're going to imagine all our worries are in those hands now. Squeeze, 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 and let go. Just let go. Let go of worries. Let go of stress. Let go of things that make us feel frustrated or angry or sad. Just gone. All right. Our face. So we're going to squeeze our face into a tiny ball. Squeeze, 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 and relax. And stretch. And relax. And my favourite bit, stretch the top half of our face and look surprised. And relax. So it's a fabulous technique to get rid of stress. It's a really good thing to do first thing in the morning or last thing at night. The more you practice these techniques that you do with me, the more likely they are to help you when you need. But remember, if you're feeling frustrated, just squeeze your hands, let go, or throw it away, and it'll help you. But it'll only help you if you actually use it. Right. So we're going to do a little bit of breathing. So I've taught you your hand breathing before, so we all know that one. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. We can also do it just going breathe in and breathe out. And I like to use my Hoberman sphere for this. So some of you may have some of these knocking around. The toes that you throw up in the air and catch, but I like to use them for my breathing. So I'd like you to just do 5 breaths with me now. If you haven't got one of these, you can go breathe in and breathe out. We're going to do it together, nice and slowly. We're going to hold for 5 seconds as well. So we're going to breathe in, hold, breathe out. And again, breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. one more. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Fabulous. Remember, the more you practice breathing slowly, the more it will help you when you need to be calm and you're not feeling calm. So practice, practice, practice. Remember, practice makes habits and habits make changes. Right, I'm going to do you a little relaxation. But before that, I would like you all to say a nice word about yourself. So I'm going to start with, I am fabulous. So I hope you all said that then. So again, I'm going to say, I am amazing. And one more, I am brave. Now, what I'd like you to do now, or maybe after the recording if you're on your own now, is to remember your you ares. So if you've got someone with you now, I would like you to say something nice about them. So I'm going to say mine to you guys. So I'm going to say, you are awesome. And you can say it to each other now. So give each other a compliment. And just notice how good it makes you feel. Right. Now, I think I said I would do brilliant bubbles. So it's time to do a little relaxation. Now, I do have some relaxations just recorded by themselves on my YouTube channel. So if you look on the YouTube channel, you can, and you just want to chill for 5-10 minutes, you can just pick one of those. I have some that are recorded for bedtime as well. So if you're struggling to get to sleep, maybe listen to one of my relaxations at bedtime, or you can get the book yourself and do it. So I'm going to do brilliant bubbles. So get yourselves in a comfy position. And maybe if you've got a grown-up with you, have a lovely cuddle as you both relax. Okay. So get yourself nice and comfy, ready for a lovely little relaxation. Close your eyes. Stay as still as you can. Breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. In and out. Nice and slowly. Lovely and calm. And just relax as you listen to my voice for the next few minutes. And I want you to imagine that you're holding a tub of brightly coloured bubbles in your hand. You love blowing bubbles. It's so much fun. But the bubbles in your hand are very special. They are magic bubbles. And every time you blow one of these amazing bubbles, you feel as though you are also blowing away any grumpy feelings or worries. So let's have a go at blowing some bubbles in our imagination. I want you to imagine you've dipped the wand into the soapy solution. Bring it up to your mouth. Take a deep breath in and blow out a nice, steady, slow breath. You're delighted to see 6 or 7 big bubbles appear. They shimmer and sparkle in the light. Your grumpy, cross feelings are now in these bubbles. They are trapped inside. And you love watching them float along in the air, almost as though they're dancing their dainty dance just for you, taking all your grumpy feelings away. Watching these beautiful bubbles sail off into the sky makes you feel really happy. Any grumpy feelings you had seem to have drifted off with the bubbles, and you feel wonderful. You decide to blow some more bubbles, to see if you can blow away your worries too. So now, imagine taking a deep breath, blowing gently onto the wand, and seeing some more brilliant bubbles appear. Imagine all your worries are inside these bubbles, and they start floating away. Watch the bubbles as they float further and further away, and your worries get smaller and smaller until eventually they are gone, and you feel amazing. It's such a good feeling to blow your worries away, and you feel so happy. And you can imagine doing this anytime you feel sad, cross or worried, blowing these bad feelings right away and leaving you feeling fantastically happy. And now, when you're ready, bring back these amazing feelings as you open your eyes and begin to stir and say out loud, I am amazing. I am amazing. Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was from Relax with Ted. I actually wrote these 2 little relaxation books, as you know, during the first lockdown. So who knows, by the end of this 3rd lockdown, I might have finished my 3rd book now after this next lockdown. And if anyone's interested, these are available on Amazon, both on Kindle and as physical copies. And they're called, well, if you Google Nikki Powell, you should be able to find them. But Lucy's Little Book of Relaxations and Relax with Ted. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye.